Captain Olivia Grant stood on the bridge of the UES Horizon and looked out at the stars. Earth had only recently started exploring deep space, but they had already found alien life. The Xelarians were the first advanced aliens humans had met. "Captain, Admiral Garcia is calling," said Daniel Wright from his communication station. His voice was calm, but his eyes showed excitement. "Put him through," Olivia said, running a hand through her short brown hair. Admiral Garcia's face appeared on the main screen. He was an older man with a serious face. "Captain Grant, the Xelarians will arrive in 1 hour. They're bringing their military fleet. Remember, this is a peaceful meeting, but they insist on showing off their ships first." "We understand, Admiral. The Horizon is ready," Olivia replied. After the call ended, Olivia walked around the bridge. The crew worked quietly at their stations. Some looked nervous, others excited. First Lieutenant Pete Wilson approached her with a tablet. "Captain, we have early scans of the Xelarian ships entering the neutral zone," Pete said, showing her the screen. "At least 30 vessels approaching in formation." Olivia studied the data. "That's quite a welcome party. Should we be worried?" Pete asked quietly. Olivia shook her head. "No, this is just how they introduce themselves, like peacocks showing their feathers. Or like guys with fancy cars," said Science Officer Lisa Chen with a small smile. She rarely joked, which made her comment even funnier. Several crew members laughed, breaking the tension. Olivia smiled too. "Exactly. Let's meet them with respect, but remember who we are." The bridge fell silent as the first alert came in. The Xelarian ships were dropping out of faster-than-light travel. One by one, they appeared on the view screen. Their ships were sleek and purple-black, shaped like giant arrowheads. They moved in perfect patterns, like a dance in space. "They're hailing us," Daniel said. "On screen," Olivia ordered, straightening her blue uniform. The alien face that appeared had gray skin and 4 blinking eyes. 2 small antennas moved on its head. This was Ambassador Vrekthar, the Xelarian leader. "Greetings, humans of Earth," the alien said through a translator. Its voice sounded mechanical but clear. "We welcome you to witness the might of the Xelarian Empire. Our celestial armada stands ready before you." Olivia nodded respectfully. "Thank you, Ambassador. We are honored by this display." "These 30 ships are only a small part of our fleet," Vrekthar continued. "We control over 300 star systems with our military power." Behind Olivia, she heard someone whisper, "Only 30. She shot a warning glance over her shoulder. The Xelarian ships began to move in complex patterns. Lights flashed along their hulls as weapon ports opened and closed. It was clearly meant to impress. Weapons Officer Jack Nelson watched with a straight face, but Olivia could see him trying not to smile. "Quite a show," he muttered to her. "Be respectful," she whispered back, though she too found it hard not to react. Earth's own ships, though fewer in number, used technology that made these alien vessels look outdated. The display continued for 20 minutes. When it finished, Ambassador Vrekthar's face returned to the screen. "We have prepared a tour of our flagship for your delegation," the ambassador announced. "We will show you Xelarian technology that has conquered the stars." "We would be honored," Olivia replied, keeping her face serious. "We look forward to learning from the mighty Xelarian Empire." As the communication ended, Olivia turned to her crew. "Prepare a boarding party. Let's go see what our new friends have to show us." An hour later, Captain Olivia Grant led a small team from the UES Horizon to the Xelarian flagship. Chief Engineer Samantha Phillips, Science Officer Lisa Chen, and Security Officer Jack Nelson joined her. They wore their best blue uniforms as they entered the shuttle. "Remember," Olivia said as their small craft flew toward the alien ship, "be polite and impressed, no matter what we see." Jack grinned. "So we're acting, right?" "We're being diplomatic," Olivia corrected, but her lips turned up slightly at the corners. The Xelarian flagship was huge compared to the human shuttle. Its purple-black hull seemed to eat the light around it. As they got closer, they could see that the surface wasn't smooth, but covered with small moving parts, like the ship was alive. Their shuttle landed in a large bay where 6 Solarians waited in a line. Each alien stood about 7 feet tall with gray skin, 4 eyes, and wore shiny black uniforms with many colorful badges. Ambassador Vrekthar stepped forward. "Captain Grant, welcome aboard the Glory of Sealar, the pride of our fleet." His 4 eyes blinked one after another, showing his pride. "Thank you for this honor," Olivia replied with a small bow. The inside of the alien ship was even stranger than the outside. The walls glowed with soft purple light. The floor seemed to move slightly under their feet. "Our ships are partly alive," explained Sub-Commander Ziv, a younger Xilarian who led the tour. "They grow rather than being built. Each ship connects to its captain's mind." Samantha looked interested. "Fascinating. How do you power such a large living system?" Ziv pointed to glowing tubes that ran along the walls. "Crystal energy flows through these veins, feeding the ship." The humans nodded politely, but Jack and Samantha exchanged quick glances. Earth ships had moved beyond such power systems years ago. The tour continued to the bridge, where dozens of Xilarians sat at stations shaped like eggs. In the center was a large chair where the ship's captain sat, connected to the ship by small tubes that entered his arms. "From here, we control our mighty weapons," Ziv said proudly. He waved his long fingers, and a screen appeared showing the ship's weapon systems. "Our main cannon can destroy a small moon." "Impressive," Lisa said, her face serious though her eyes sparkled with hidden amusement. Next, they were shown the engine room. Giant crystals pulsed with energy, while Solarian engineers moved around checking screens. "Our fastest ships can cross 10 light years in just 7 Earth days," Ziv boasted. Samantha's eyebrows went up slightly. The Horizon could travel that distance in less than 2 days, but she just nodded politely. After the tour, the Xilarians took them to a large room for a meal. Strange foods sat on a round table. Ambassador Vrekthar raised a cup filled with blue liquid. "To new friendships between our powerful empires," he said. Olivia raised her cup too. "To friendship and peace among the stars." As they ate, the Xilarians told stories of battles they had won against other alien races. The humans listened politely, asking questions and showing interest. "And how many ships does Earth have?" asked Vrekthar finally. "We are a young space-faring civilization," Olivia answered carefully. "We focus on exploration more than military power." The ambassador nodded, his antennas moving forward. "Wise to know your place in the galaxy. The Xilarian Empire will ensure your safety as our new friends." The humans thanked him, keeping their faces neutral. Later, back on the shuttle returning to the Horizon, Jack finally laughed. "Did you see their engine system? It's ancient. And those weapons," Samantha added, shaking her head. "All show, no power." Olivia smiled but raised a finger to her lips. "Not until we're home. Remember, in space, someone might be listening." They all nodded, but couldn't help smiling as the shuttle docked with their own ship, smaller than the alien vessel, but far more advanced in every way. Captain Olivia Grant called an urgent meeting as soon as they returned to the UES Horizon. In the ship's secure conference room, her team gathered around the oval table. The room was soundproof and protected against any scanning technology the Xilarians might have. "Now we can speak freely," Olivia said, pressing a button that activated additional security measures. The lights dimmed slightly as the protection field hummed to life. Jack Nelson leaned back in his chair with a wide grin. "Those ships are beautiful, but they're like antique cars with fresh paint." Samantha Phillips pulled up the scans she had secretly taken using a small device hidden in her uniform pocket. The 3D images of the Xilarian technology appeared above the table in glowing blue light. "Look at their power systems," she said, pointing to the crystal structures. "Earth moved beyond crystal energy 30 years ago. Their fastest ship is only about 1/3 the speed of the Horizon." Lisa Chen studied the weapons data. Their moon-destroying weapon would struggle to break through our basic shields. The power output is impressive, but the focusing technology is primitive. But they have so many ships, said Communications Officer Daniel Wright, who had joined the meeting. At least 30 in that display. They said they have hundreds more. Olivia nodded. Numbers can win battles. But there's something else going on here. Lisa, what did you learn about their history? Lisa tapped on her tablet and shared more information with the group. The Xelarians have conquered 3 smaller alien civilizations in the past decade. None of them had space travel technology as advanced as Earth's. Each surrendered after seeing the Xelarian fleet display. So they win through intimidation, not actual fighting, Jack said, understanding filling his eyes. Exactly, Olivia replied. I don't think they've faced a real battle in generations. Their ships are designed to look scary rather than fight effectively. The room fell quiet as everyone processed this information. Finally, Daniel spoke up. Should we tell them we know? That their technology doesn't scare us? Olivia shook her head. Not yet. Admiral Garcia and Earth Command need this information first. For now, we play along. Like kids pretending to be scared of their big brother, Jack said with a laugh. Just then, the ship's AI announced an incoming transmission from Earth Command. Admiral Garcia's serious face appeared on the main screen. Captain Grant, what are your findings? He asked without greeting. The Xelarians are all show, Admiral, Olivia reported. Their technology is at least 50 years behind ours. Their weapons wouldn't penetrate our shields, and their fastest ships are slower than our oldest models. The Admiral's face remained serious, but relief showed in his eyes. That matches what our other scouts have reported from their territory, so they're not the threat we feared. No, sir, Olivia confirmed, but they believe they are powerful, and they've successfully intimidated other species into submission. Admiral Garcia thought for a moment. Earth Central is discussing how to proceed. For now, continue the diplomatic mission. Show appropriate respect, but we need more information about their true capabilities and intentions. There's one more thing, Admiral, Samantha added. Their ships are partly organic, living technology. That's different from anything we've developed. There might be valuable scientific exchange possible, even if their military technology is behind ours. The Admiral nodded. Good point. Focus on learning what unique advances they might have. Maybe we can turn this into a real friendship instead of a power game. After the call ended, Olivia turned to her team. Tomorrow they want us to watch another fleet display. Everyone clear on our approach? They all nodded. Look impressed, act respectful, Jack summarized with a wink. And keep scanning everything, Samantha added. As they left the conference room, Olivia wondered how long they would need to keep up this act. The Xelarians seemed proud, and learning the truth might hurt their feelings, or worse, make them feel threatened. Finding the right moment to show their own capabilities would require careful timing. The next morning, Captain Olivia Grant woke early. She couldn't sleep well, thinking about the Xelarians and their impressive-looking but outdated fleet. As she drank her coffee in the quiet of her private quarters, her communication pad beeped. Admiral Garcia wanted another video call. Captain, the Admiral said when his face appeared on screen. Earth Central has made a decision about the Xelarians. Olivia sat up straighter. What are our orders, sir? We're sending the UES Defender to your location. It will arrive in 6 hours. Olivia's eyes widened. The Defender was one of Earth's newest and most powerful ships. Is that necessary, Admiral? The Xelarians don't pose a real threat. This isn't about threats, Garcia explained. It's about honesty. Earth wants a real friendship with the Xelarians, not one built on false impressions. We will show them some of our actual capabilities. They might not take it well, Olivia warned. Their whole culture seems built around being the strongest. That's why we're sending Ben Miller as a special diplomat. He's handled similar situations before. Your job is to prepare the Accelarians for the meeting." After the call ended, Olivia called her team together and explained the plan. Jack looked excited, but Lisa seemed worried. "If we show them how advanced we really are, they might feel threatened," Lisa said. "They could see us as enemies instead of friends. Or they might respect honesty," Samantha countered. "Wouldn't you rather know the truth?" Before they could discuss further, Daniel rushed in. "Captain, the Accelarians are hailing us. They want to begin today's fleet display in 30 minutes. Olivia took a deep breath. "Let's go watch their show one more time. But this time, I need to speak with Ambassador Vrekthar privately afterward." The Accelarian display was even bigger than yesterday. 40 ships now flew in complex patterns, showing off their weapons and speed. The humans watched from the Horizon's observation deck, trying to look impressed. "They added more ships," Jack whispered. "They must really want to make a point." When the display ended, Olivia requested a private meeting with Ambassador Vrekthar. They sat in a small meeting room on the horizon. "Ambassador, I have important news," Olivia began carefully. "A diplomatic vessel from Earth will arrive soon. Earth Central wishes to deepen our relationship with the Accelarian Empire." The ambassador's 4 eyes blinked rapidly, showing excitement. "This is excellent news, Captain. Will they bring more of your ships to see our military might?" "Just one ship, Ambassador, but it carries an important message." Olivia paused, choosing her words carefully. "On Earth, true friendship begins with honesty. We wish to be honest with the Accelarians about our own capabilities." Vrekthar's antennas twitched. "I don't understand. Earth has been exploring space for less time than the Accelarian Empire, but our technology has developed differently," Olivia explained. "The ship that's coming, the UES Defender, will demonstrate some of our actual capabilities." The ambassador stared at her. "Are you saying humans have been hiding their true power?" "Not hiding," Olivia corrected, being respectful. "We didn't want to seem like we were challenging your display. But for a real friendship between our peoples, we need truth." Vrekthar was quiet for a long moment. His gray skin seemed to darken slightly. "I must speak with my government," he finally said, standing up. "Of course," Olivia replied. "The Defender will arrive in 5 hours." After the ambassador left, Olivia returned to the bridge feeling tense. She wasn't sure if she had handled the conversation well. "How did he take it?" Samantha asked. "I'm not sure," Olivia admitted. "But we'll find out soon enough." The next 5 hours passed slowly. The Accelarian ships remained in position, but they stopped communicating with the horizon. Everyone felt the tension growing. Then, exactly on schedule, a small flash of light appeared in the distance. "The Defender has arrived," Daniel announced. On the view screen, a sleek silver ship appeared. It was smaller than the Horizon, and much smaller than the Accelarian flagship. But everyone on the bridge knew its true power. The game of pretend was about to end. The UES Defender moved gracefully into position beside the Horizon. Despite being smaller than many Accelarian ships, something about it commanded attention. Its silver hull gleamed in the starlight, clean lines without any decorative elements. "The Defender is hailing us," Daniel reported from his communications station. On screen, Olivia ordered. Captain Elaine Foster appeared, a woman in her 50s with short gray hair and calm eyes. "Captain Grant, good to see you. I understand we have some diplomatic work to do." "Yes, Captain Foster, the situation is delicate. The Accelarians have been quiet since I informed them of your arrival." As if on cue, Daniel announced, "The Accelarian flagship is hailing us." Both human captains nodded to each other. "Put them through," Olivia said. Ambassador Vrekthar appeared on screen. His gray face looked tense, and his 4 eyes blinked rapidly in an uneven pattern. "Humans of Earth," he began formally. "The Accelarian High Command has considered your message. We will observe your ship demonstration as you have observed ours." "Thank you, Ambassador," Captain Foster replied. "We appreciate your openness. Special Envoy Ben Miller is aboard my ship and would like to meet with you afterward." The ambassador agreed, and the call ended. Jack let out a low whistle. "They don't look happy," he observed. "Pride is at stake," Olivia said. "Let's hope the demonstration doesn't go too far." Everyone watched as the Defender moved away from the horizon and into open space. The small silver ship looked almost tiny compared to the massive Xilarian vessels. "What exactly is the Defender going to show them?" Lisa asked quietly. Olivia smiled slightly, just enough to make our point. The Defender began its demonstration. Unlike the flashy, complex patterns of the Xilarian ships, the Earth vessel simply accelerated. In seconds, it disappeared from normal view, moving faster than any Xilarian ship could track. "They're activating the phase drive," Samantha explained to the others. "They'll reappear." Before she could finish, the Defender blinked back into existence on the opposite side of the Xilarian fleet. The move had taken less than 10 seconds to cross a distance that would require minutes for the aliens' fastest ships. Next, without warning, the Defender fired a thin blue beam. It didn't target any ships. Instead, it hit a small asteroid about 5 miles away. The massive rock didn't explode. It simply disappeared, leaving nothing behind. "Matter-convergent technology," Samantha whispered. "We don't even put our real weapons on diplomatic vessels." The final demonstration was the most impressive. The Defender projected a green energy field that expanded outward. As it touched the 3 nearest Xilarian ships, their lights flickered and went out. "Just a temporary power dampening field," Olivia explained to her tense crew. "Their systems will restart in a minute." When the field disappeared, the Xilarian ships indeed powered back up. The demonstration was over. The Defender returned to its position near the horizon and powered down to normal operating status. Complete silence filled the bridge. Everyone waited for the Xilarian response. Finally, Ambassador Vrekthar requested to come aboard the horizon with a small team to meet Special Envoy Miller. Olivia agreed and ordered a welcome reception in the main conference room. An hour later, the humans and Xilarians sat facing each other across the table. Ben Miller, a friendly-looking man with a calm voice, spoke first. "Ambassador, thank you for meeting with us. I want to assure you that Earth has no hostile intentions toward the Xilarian Empire." Vrekthar's antennas drooped slightly. "Your ship's capabilities exceed our best technology by many generations." "In some ways, yes," Miller admitted honestly. "But we believe the Xilarians have advances in other areas that could benefit humanity. True alliance comes from each side contributing their strengths." "Why did you not show your true power from the beginning?" Vrekthar asked, his voice quieter than before. Miller smiled gently. "Would you have believed in peaceful intentions from a clearly superior force? Sometimes, it's better to let relationships develop before revealing everything." The ambassador considered this, his 4 eyes focusing on Miller. "The Xilarian Empire is not accustomed to being the lesser power. On Earth, we have a saying," Olivia added. "The strongest friendships are between equals. Not equals in every way, but equals in respect." For 3 days after the Defender's demonstration, the Xilarians went silent. They returned to their ships and stopped all communication with the human vessels. Captain Olivia Grant and her crew worried they had made a terrible mistake. "Maybe we showed them too much," Lisa said during a staff meeting on the Horizons Bridge. "Their whole identity seems built around being the strongest military power." Special Envoy Ben Miller shook his head. "They needed to know the truth. Real friendship can't start with lies." "But what if they see us as a threat now?" Jack asked, voicing everyone's concern. Olivia studied the Xilarian fleet on the main screen. Their ships remained in position, but something was different. "Look," she said, pointing. "They're removing weapon systems from their outer ships." Samantha checked her scanners. "You're right, Captain. They're doing something to at least 10 of their vessels." On the morning of the 4th day, Ambassador Vrekthar finally requested to speak with the human leaders. Olivia, Captain Foster from the Defender, and Ben Miller met him in the Horizons conference room. The ambassador looked different. His usually stiff posture was more relaxed, and his ceremonial armor had been replaced with simpler clothing. "Thank you for your patience," Vrekthar began. "The past days have been difficult for the Xelarian leadership. We have been forced to question many things we believed about ourselves and our place in the galaxy. Change is never easy," Miller offered kindly. "No, it is not." The ambassador's 4 eyes blinked slowly. "For generations, the Xelarian Empire has defined itself by military strength. We believed we were the most powerful force among the stars. We never faced a species with superior technology." Olivia leaned forward. "Ambassador, Earth doesn't want to replace one empire with another. We seek partnership, not dominance." "So your leaders say," Vrekthar replied. "But words are easy. Actions matter more." "What actions would reassure the Xelarian Empire of our intentions?" Captain Foster asked directly. The ambassador seemed surprised by the question. "You would ask us what we need." "Of course," Miller said. "That's how equals treat each other." Vrekthar was quiet for a moment. "The Xelarian High Command has concerns about human expansion. If your ships can travel so much faster than ours, you could establish colonies throughout this sector before we could respond." "A reasonable concern," Miller acknowledged. "We would be open to establishing clear boundaries and neutral zones, with neither side expanding into agreed areas without consultation." The tension in the ambassador's face eased slightly. "That would be acceptable. And what can the Xelarians offer in return?" Olivia asked. The ambassador straightened. "We have lived among the stars for far longer than humans. We know the dangers that exist in the darkness between worlds. Our star maps and records of other species could save your people decades of exploration and potential conflicts." Now it was the humans' turn to look surprised. This was more valuable than they had expected. "There is one more thing," Vrekthar continued. "You have seen our ships in their military configuration, but the Xelarian fleet was not always designed for war." He activated a small device, showing a hologram of a Xelarian ship transforming. Weapon systems retracted, and new sections opened, revealing scientific equipment and large observation areas. Before the Empire grew afraid of other species, our ships were built for research and discovery. Some of our oldest vessels can be reconfigured to their original purpose, exploration. "Like the changes we observed on your outer ships," Samantha said, understanding dawning on her face. "Yes," the ambassador confirmed. 10 of our vessels are being returned to exploration configuration as a gesture of our new direction." Miller smiled broadly. "The best partnerships are those where each side brings different strengths to shared goals." For the first time since they had met him, Ambassador Vrekthar's mouth formed what the humans recognized as a smile. "Perhaps," he said, "it is time for the Xelarian Empire to find strength in something other than fear." Later that evening, the crews of both human ships gathered in the Horizons mess hall. Captain Foster raised a glass. "To new beginnings," she said. Across the room, Vrekthar and his officers joined the toast with their own drinks. "To finding friends," the ambassador added, instead of subjects. 6 months had passed since the first meetings between humans and Xelarians. The UES Discovery, a brand new research vessel, floated in orbit around a beautiful blue-green planet in a system the Xelarians called Meribah. Captain Olivia Grant stood on the bridge, watching the planet turn slowly below. "It's perfect," she said quietly. "Just like Earth must have been 1,000 years ago." First Officer Jack Nelson nodded beside her, "And it would have taken us decades to find it without the Xelarian star maps." The Discovery was the first joint human-Xelarian mission ship. Its crew included 30 humans and 20 Xelarians working together to explore new worlds. The ship combined the best technology from both species, human engines and shields with Xelarian living systems and environmental technology. "Captain, the landing team is ready," announced Communications Officer Daniel Wright. "Thank you, Daniel. Tell them I'll be right down." In the shuttle bay, a mixed team of human and Silurian scientists waited with their equipment. Among them was Science Officer Lisa Chen and Silurian researcher Zell, who had become good friends over the past months. "Ready for our first joint planetary survey?" Olivia asked as she entered. Lisa smiled. "More than ready. Zell thinks we might find new plant species that could help with medicine." The small gray alien nodded, his 4 eyes blinking excitedly. "The readings suggest unique biological compounds in the northern forests." As they boarded the shuttle, Olivia thought about how much had changed. What had started as a tense meeting between potential rivals had grown into a true partnership. The shuttle landed smoothly on a wide plain near the edge of a forest. As the team stepped out, they breathed in the fresh air of an untouched world. "It smells like pine trees and cinnamon," Jack said, surprising himself. Zell made a trilling sound that the humans now recognized as laughter. "To me, it smells like home before the cities grew too large." The team spread out, taking samples and readings. Humans and Silurians worked side by side, sharing their different ways of studying the environment. By midday, they had already discovered 3 plant species unknown to either civilization. During a break, Olivia sat on a rock overlooking a clear lake. Ambassador Vrekthar, who had insisted on joining this historic mission, came to sit beside her. "6 months ago, I would never have imagined this," he said, his voice soft. "Silurians and humans working together instead of trying to impress or intimidate each other." Olivia smiled. "Sometimes the best things happen when we stop trying to seem powerful and just be ourselves." "My government has officially changed our first contact protocols," Vrekthar shared. "No more military displays. New species will be greeted with scientific and cultural exchange offers first." "That's wonderful news," Olivia replied. "Earth has learned something important too. We were lucky our first meeting was with the Silurians, and not a truly hostile species. We're building more diplomatic ships now, not just military ones." Their conversation was interrupted by excited shouts. Lisa, Zell, and 2 other researchers were rushing back to the group, carefully carrying something. "Captain, Ambassador, look what we found," Lisa called out, her face flushed with excitement. In a clear container was a small creature that looked like a cross between a squirrel and a butterfly. It had soft fur, 4 tiny legs, and beautiful wings that shimmered with rainbow colors. "It's not in any of our databases," Zell explained, his voice trembling with joy. "A completely new species." The tiny creature looked at the gathered humans and Silurians without fear, chirping softly. "What should we name it?" asked one of the junior scientists. Ambassador Vrekthar looked at Olivia, then back at the creature. "I suggest Amicitia, an ancient Earth word for friendship." Olivia smiled, surprised the ambassador had studied Earth languages. A perfect name. As the sun began to set on this new world, the combined team gathered around a campfire. Stories were shared, jokes were told, and plans were made for tomorrow's exploration. "To think," Jack said quietly to Olivia as they watched humans and Silurians laughing together. "All this happened because we didn't laugh at their ships until we were safely back home." Olivia nodded. "Sometimes the best path forward isn't showing your strength or hiding your weakness. It's finding friends who appreciate you for exactly who you are." In the darkening sky above, the Discovery and a Silurian exploration vessel orbited side by side, different in design but united in purpose, lighting the way toward a shared future among the stars.